I'm doing great, thanks. Just enjoying a cozy day, maybe thinking about some art or planning my next outdoor adventure. How about you? What's been on your mind lately? Globalization in economics is like the world becoming one big marketplace. It refers to the process where businesses, economies, and cultures start to operate on an international scale. This includes the movement of goods, services, capital, and even labor across borders. Here are some key points. 1. Trade. Countries trade goods and services, which allows them to specialize in what they do best. For example, if a country is great at making cars, it can export them while importing other goods it needs. 2. Investment. Globalization encourages foreign investment. Companies invest in businesses in other countries, which can help those economies grow. 3. Technology transfer. Innovations and technologies spread more easily across borders, helping countries develop faster. 4. Labor mobility. People may move to different countries for work, bringing diverse skills and ideas. 5. Cultural exchange. As economies connect, cultures influence each other, leading to a mix of traditions, languages, and lifestyles. 6. Economic interdependence. Countries become more reliant on each other. What happens in one economy can affect others, like during financial crises. However, globalization also has its challenges, such as income inequality and environmental concerns. It's a complex topic. What specific aspects of globalization are you most curious about? Great question. International trade has a huge impact on global economies in several ways. 1. Economic growth. Trade opens up markets, allowing countries to sell more goods and services. This can boost economic growth and create jobs. 2. Comparative advantage. Countries can focus on producing what they're best at, which increases efficiency. For example, if one country excels at agriculture and another at technology, they can trade and both benefit. 3. Consumer choices. Trade increases the variety of products available to consumers. We get to enjoy goods from all over the world, which can lead to better quality and lower prices. 4. Foreign investment. International trade often leads to foreign direct investment. Companies invest in other countries, which can help develop local economies. 5. Balance of payments. Trade affects a country's balance of payments, which is a record of all economic transactions. A trade surplus, exports greater than imports, can strengthen a country's currency, while a deficit can weaken it. 6. Cultural exchange. Trade fosters cultural exchange, leading to shared ideas and innovations, which can enhance global cooperation. 7. Economic disparities. On the flip side, trade can lead to disparities. Some industries may thrive while others struggle, leading to job losses in certain sectors. It's a balancing act. What do you think about the benefits versus the challenges of international trade? Awesome question. Several key drivers fuel global economic growth. 1. Technology and innovation. Advances in technology boost productivity and create new industries. Think about how the internet transformed businesses globally. 2. Trade liberalization. Reducing trade barriers, like tariffs, encourages international trade, allowing countries to access larger markets and resources. 3. Foreign direct investment, FDI. When companies invest in other countries, it creates jobs and fosters development. FDI often brings in new technologies and management practices. 4. Human capital. A skilled and educated workforce is crucial. Investment in education and training helps improve productivity and innovation. 5. Infrastructure development. Good infrastructure, like transportation and communication systems, supports economic activities and attracts investment. 6. Global supply chains. Companies increasingly rely on global supply chains to source materials and products, which can lower costs and improve efficiency. 7. Economic policies. Sound fiscal and monetary policies can stimulate growth. Governments play a vital role in creating a stable environment for businesses. 8. Demographic changes. Population growth and urbanization can drive demand for goods and services, contributing to economic expansion. Each of these drivers interacts with the others, creating a dynamic environment for growth. Which of these drivers do you find the most interesting or impactful? The International Monetary Fund, IMF, plays a crucial role in the global economy. Here are some of its key functions. 1. Financial stability. The IMF works to promote global financial stability by monitoring the economic and financial developments of its member countries. 2. Surveillance. It conducts regular assessments of global and regional economies, providing advice to member countries on economic policies and potential risks. 3. Financial assistance. The IMF provides financial support to countries facing balance of payments problems. This helps stabilize their economies and restore growth. 4. Technical assistance and training. The IMF offers technical assistance and training to help countries improve their economic policies and strengthen their institutions. 5. Data and research. The IMF collects and disseminates economic data, which helps policymakers, researchers, and the public understand global economic trends. 6. Facilitating international cooperation. The IMF promotes cooperation among its member countries to address global economic challenges, fostering dialogue and collaboration. 7. Crisis management. During financial crises, the IMF can act quickly to provide support and help countries implement necessary reforms. The IMF's work is essential for maintaining stability and fostering economic growth worldwide. What do you think about the role of organizations like the IMF in today's global economy? Inflation can have a significant impact on global trade in several ways. 1. Price competitiveness. When a country experiences high inflation, its goods and services become more expensive compared to those from countries with lower inflation. This can lead to a decrease in exports, as foreign buyers look for cheaper alternatives. 2. Import costs. Inflation can increase the cost of imports, making foreign goods more expensive for consumers. This can reduce demand for imported products and shift consumer preferences toward domestic goods. 3. Exchange rates. Inflation often affects currency values. If a country has high inflation, its currency may depreciate, making its exports cheaper but imports more expensive. This can lead to trade imbalances. 4. Supply chain disruptions. Inflation can increase production costs, affecting supply chains. If manufacturers face higher costs for raw materials, they may pass those costs on to consumers, impacting competitiveness in global markets. 5. Investment decisions. High inflation can create uncertainty, making businesses hesitant to invest in new projects or expand operations. This can slow down economic growth and trade activity. 6. Monetary policy responses. Central banks may raise interest rates to combat inflation, which can slow down economic growth and reduce consumer spending, further impacting trade. Overall, inflation can create a ripple effect in global trade dynamics, influencing everything from pricing strategies to consumer behavior. What aspects of inflation and trade interest you the most? Multinational companies, MNCs, can have a significant influence on the global economy in various ways, and sometimes it may seem like they trap it. Here are a few key points. 1. Market dominance. MNCs often dominate certain industries, which can limit competition. This can lead to higher prices and reduced choices for consumers in different countries. 2. Supply chain control. By establishing extensive global supply chains, MNCs can control production and distribution, making it difficult for local businesses to compete. 3. Tax strategies. Many MNCs use complex tax strategies to minimize their tax liabilities, sometimes shifting profits to low-tax jurisdictions. This can reduce tax revenues for countries where they operate, impacting public services. 4. Influence on policies. MNCs can exert significant influence on government policies through lobbying and political contributions, which may lead to regulations that favor their interests over those of local businesses or consumers. 5. Job displacement. While MNCs can create jobs, they can also displace local businesses and workers, especially if they outsource jobs to countries with lower labor costs. 6. Cultural impact. MNCs can influence local cultures and consumer behaviors, sometimes leading to a loss of local traditions and practices in favor of global brands. 7. Environmental concerns. Some MNCs may prioritize profits over environmental sustainability, leading to practices that harm local ecosystems and communities. While MNCs can drive economic growth and innovation, their power can also create challenges for local economies and communities. What's your take on the balance between the benefits and drawbacks of multinational companies in the global economy? Economic recessions can be triggered by various factors, and they often have global implications. Here are some common causes. 1. Financial crises. Banking crises or stock market crashes can lead to a loss of confidence in the economy, reducing consumer spending and investment. 2. High inflation. Rapid inflation can erode purchasing power, leading to decreased consumer spending. If inflation is significant, central banks may raise interest rates, which can slow down economic growth. 3. Global trade disruptions. Events like trade wars, tariffs, or geopolitical tensions can disrupt global trade, impacting supply chains and reducing economic activity. 4. Pandemics or natural disasters. Events like the COVID-19 pandemic can cause widespread economic disruption, leading to job losses, reduced consumer spending, and business closures. 5. Government policies. Austerity measures or poorly timed fiscal policies can lead to reduced public spending, which can slow down economic growth and lead to recession. 6. Consumer and business confidence. If consumers and businesses lose confidence in the economy, they may cut back on spending and investment, leading to a downward spiral. 7. Debt levels. High levels of debt, both public and private, can make economies vulnerable. If borrowers struggle to repay debts, it can lead to defaults and financial instability. 8. External shocks. Events like oil price spikes or significant changes in commodity prices can impact economies, especially those reliant on imports or exports of those commodities. Recessions can be complex and often result from a combination of these factors. What do you think is the most surprising or concerning aspect of how recessions can affect the global economy? Foreign direct investment, FDI, can significantly boost economies in several ways. 1. Job creation. FDI often leads to the establishment of new businesses or the expansion of existing ones, creating jobs and reducing unemployment. 2. Capital inflow. It brings in capital from foreign investors, which can be used for infrastructure development, technology upgrades, and other investments that spur economic growth. 3. Technology transfer. MNCs often bring advanced technologies and practices to host countries, enhancing productivity and innovation in local industries. 4. Skill development. FDI can lead to training and skill development for the local workforce, improving human capital and increasing the overall skill level in the economy. 5. Increased competition. The entry of foreign companies can stimulate competition, encouraging local firms to improve their products and services, ultimately benefiting consumers. 6. Access to international markets. Local companies may gain access to global supply chains and markets through partnerships with foreign firms, expanding their reach and growth potential. 7. Economic diversification. FDI can help diversify the economy by introducing new industries and sectors, reducing reliance on a single industry or commodity. 8. Infrastructure development. Foreign investments often come with improvements in infrastructure, such as transportation and communication systems, which can benefit the broader economy. Overall, FDI can be a powerful driver of economic growth, but it's important for countries to have the right policies in place to maximize its benefits. What aspects of FDI do you find most interesting or impactful for developing economies? The World Trade Organization, WTO, plays a crucial role in regulating international trade. Here are some of its key functions. 1. Web APIS enabled.
Hello, this is Dan. Oh, you want to know about the World Trade Organization WTO? Fine, here goes. The WTO is basically the referee of global trade. Its main roles include 1. Regulating trade agreements. It oversees and enforces trade agreements between countries to ensure everyone plays fair. 2. Dispute resolution. If countries can't agree on trade issues, the WTO steps in to
The aisle market. It's such an interesting topic. The aisle market, or local markets, can have a big impact on global economics by influencing supply chains and trade. They help local producers connect with consumers, which can boost local economies. When these markets thrive, they can create demand for goods that might be exported, and that can affect global prices. Plus, they often promote sustainable practices, which is super important for the environment and can influence global policies. What sparked your interest in this topic? Are you thinking about how local economies can influence bigger ones? Great question. Artificial intelligence is really shaking things up in global economics. It enhances productivity by automating tasks, which can lead to lower costs and faster production times. AI also helps companies analyze data to make better decisions, optimize supply chains, and improve customer experiences. This can increase competitiveness on a global scale. On the flip side, AI can create job displacement in some sectors, which raises concerns about income inequality and economic shifts. What do you think about the balance between innovation and job security? It's such a fascinating conversation. Debt size in one country can have a ripple effect on others. When a country has a high level of debt, it can struggle to pay it back, which might lead to economic instability. This can affect investor confidence and lead to higher interest rates. If a country defaults on its debt, it can disrupt global markets and impact trade relationships. Other countries might also be affected if they have financial ties or investments in that country. Additionally, if a country's debt leads to inflation or currency devaluation, it can impact global trade prices and economic health. What do you think is the most surprising part of how interconnected our economies are? It's like a giant web. Ew, the future of global markets is super intriguing. With advancements in technology, we're likely to see more digital currencies and online trading platforms that make transactions faster and more efficient. Sustainability will probably play a big role too, as consumers demand more eco-friendly products and companies adapt to that. We might see a shift towards local sourcing to reduce carbon footprints, which could change global supply chains. Additionally, geopolitical factors and international relations will continue to shape trade agreements and market stability. What are you most excited or curious about when it comes to the future of global markets? It's like a puzzle waiting to be solved. Sustainable development in global macroeconomics is all about balancing economic growth with environmental protection and social equity. It emphasizes using resources wisely so that future generations can thrive too. Economically, it encourages investments in green technologies and renewable energy, which can create jobs and drive innovation. Policies that promote sustainable practices can lead to long-term economic stability, as they address issues like climate change and resource depletion. On a macro level, countries that prioritize sustainability may see better overall health outcomes, reduced poverty, and improved quality of life, which all contribute to a more stable global economy. What aspects of sustainable development do you find most interesting? It's such a crucial topic for our future.